Great. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Super Yacht Captain Live. Now, in today's live stream, I want to focus more on a lot of the new crew or existing crew looking to find their first job or a new job within the yachting industry. But I will be discussing a few other things, including the accident that happened yesterday in St. Martin with the 77-meter Motor Yacht Go. I'm sure most of you watched that video. The reason I want to talk about that is, to be honest with you, I actually feel really sorry for the captain because the internet just jumps on him without having any prior information or knowledge about what happened. But yeah, the main focus is that, and the other thing I want to talk about is last week Wednesday. Some of you may know I published the video about the MAIB report with Motor Yacht Vision and Motor Yacht Minx, the collision that happened on the Cannes Islands. Now, in that video, I didn't give my opinion. It was purely based on the report. Now, I've been dissecting this report since then, and there are a number of items in this report that don't make sense to me. So I will be making another video, and I'll be giving my opinion and my thoughts purely based on this report. I think there are a lot of areas where it could have been written better, considering it is the MAIB. I think there's a lot of vague information which could have been cleared up. This is not to say that, you know, what happened wasn't a horrific accident. It certainly was. It's just I find the report a little bit weak, and I'll be explaining that in next Wednesday's video. Right, guys. I think so. Basically, what I like to do, if you are new crew or you're looking to get into the industry, you have any questions for me, if it's your first time joining the channel, my name is Tristan Mortlock. I'm the captain on Motor Yacht AWOL, San Lorenzo SD122. I've been working in the super yacht industry for coming up now almost 2 decades. And the reason I want to be helping kind of new crew, because given the situation with COVID, I'm getting a lot of questions saying, you know, how do we find a job? Because the reality is, it is very, very tricky. So I'm going to start from the very top. We've got a question here from Filippo Patini. Some things you wish you had known before starting in the yachting industry. So for me, looking back now, what I would have done, because some of you may or may not know, I left school at the age of 16 with no qualifications, no schooling, and got my first job in the yachting industry. Looking back now, if I was to change something, and no regrets, if I was to change something, I probably would have stayed in school until the age of 18 and then gone on to do the Master Mariner Unlimited course. Now, because I didn't finish school, the maximum license that I can get is the one I have now, which is the MCA Master 3000 of Yachts. Because I didn't complete my GCSEs, I cannot go to the Master Unlimited. So the answer to that, going back now, if you can, go down the Master Unlimited route. Not to say that I want to be captain vessels greater than 3,000 gross tons. It's to say you're giving yourself a wider opportunity. So my opportunity at a Master 3000 level is here, and a Master Unlimited level is about here. So that's the one thing I would change. But saying that, there's no regrets. The route that I did take, very happy. But that's the one thing I would do looking back now. Going off topic, Rudy, who is a long-time viewer and supporter of the channel, is asking about the Crew Stories cushion. Now, the good news is Crew Stories will be making a return. It's been a while. The reason it's been off, obviously, is because of COVID. The idea behind Crew Stories, you never heard of it, is to get crew involved to come here and tell a story that they're willing to share with you, the viewer. about anything that happened on board a yacht. It could be a good story, a bad story, a funny story. So hopefully after COVID, this will be making a return. However, Rudy, you can get this on the Teespring in the if you go onto the channel store. But on Monday, we're releasing some brand new merchandise and brand new cushions as well. This is available now to purchase this one, but on Monday, we're having a greater selection. So just bear with me, Rudy. Right, let's get back to the questions here. Okay, this is a very interesting question, right? So one of the questions I got here, the answer I know is going to cause a lot of controversy amongst the viewers. So the question is, hi, this is from Lago Gomez. Do you recommend doing dock walking despite COVID, or better to apply online? Now, as a captain, during COVID, I am not going to say go dock walking. I'm going to say do not dock walk because it's COVID. We're in a global pandemic, right? Now, a lot of the OG viewers know my story from the beginning, from the age of 16, how I got my first captain position at the age of 21. Even though numerous people laughed at me, told me I couldn't do it, it was not going to happen, I made sure it did happen. And one of the reasons I made sure that happened was pure determination, and nothing was going to stop me. So if I was going to be back to my 16-year-old self or 18-year-old self, if it was me, I would go dock walking. I'll make sure it's safe. I'll wear masks. I'll have hand sanitizers. Make sure it's all safe. But that's what I would do. But as a captain, I'm gonna say don't do it because it's you might be putting other people at risk and causing problems. So that's a decision that you need to make, because you got to think, you got to do what other people aren't doing. You got to, in order to to push forward. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, Tristan, you can't be saying that, but that's just my opinion. And as we all know, we're all entitled to our opinion. So it's your decision at the end of the day. Okay, so Rebel Soul, for questions to continue your awful story on the yachts colliding, do you think there will be a criminal charge brought to the captain was under the influence of pots and it resulted in a death? Now, I'm going to talk about this in Wednesday's video. I'm glad you talked about the pots. So in the video we launched Wednesday last week, when they did the blood test to the captain, they found traces of cannabis in his blood. Now, I've been doing some research for next Wednesday's video, and cannabis can be found in your blood for multiple weeks. In the report, it doesn't actually state that he had smoked or consumed cannabis that day. So my question to you guys, to viewers, if he was to say, if he had consumed cannabis 2 weeks before and he's still in his system 2 weeks later, is the captain still impaired? Now, I'm not defending the captain. I'm just going to be breaking this report down, because the impression you get in the report, the way that it's written, that the captain had consumed cannabis on that day and he was under the influence of cannabis on that day. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if cannabis has an effect on you 2 weeks after consumption. Maybe somebody can answer that. I very much doubt it. But again, that's going to be in next Wednesday's video. Again, I know this comment is going to cause a lot of controversy, but it's purely an opinion and it's research I'm doing online as well. So stay tuned for next Wednesday's video. Benjamin H. Good evening, Mr. Mortlock. Good, how are you? Very well. I'm quite new here. It's a great channel. I'm already at vlog. You're at vlog 106. So you've watched 167 videos, Benjamin. Thank you very much. Wow, that's a commitment. Okay, so Benjamin then asks, in one of your videos, you're speaking about the monthly drills. Yeah. Also the man overboard drill. Yes. Are you also drilled by your crew without telling you before the drill so you can test yourself? That's actually a very good question, Benjamin. I'm actually never drilled by my crew, but I take parts in all the drills. Every crew member is allocated a task and mission subject to what the situation is. But I like your point. That could be a good thing. Maybe we should get the crew to drill me. Yeah, it'd be quite embarrassing if I don't know the answers to a few of the questions, wouldn't it? Or some situations. But the reality is drilling and training and knowledge comes with time and experience. Okay, so we got a super chat here from somebody. I can't read the names. So just watch your episode regarding the accident. So my question for you is, how big of a black mark would an accident like that have on the captain? Okay. I'm going to answer all your questions, don't worry. Let's get into this. Right, so day before yesterday on Wednesday, in St. Martin, Motor Yacht Go had a collision against the dock and the St. Martin Yacht Club. Now, unfortunately, the internet being the internet, everybody jumped on the captain and said he should be fired. Next thing, he'll be driving a taxi, this, that, and the other. This is really a terrible approach. I've done a little bit of research into the captain. He's had a fantastic career. He's got exceptional experience. And my fear is this one incident will be what he's remembered for, not the decades and decades of successful yachts, charter yachts that he has run. The truth is, we do not know what happened on board. The reality is, what I'm hearing has happened is that the engines got stuck in a head, therefore losing control of the vessel. The other thing that I heard is the vessel was originally steering towards the bridge, and the captain managed to steer the vessel away from the bridge, therefore possibly reducing the damage or possible deaths. Everybody's so keen to jump on the poor guy. As I said in my comments, I am waiting for the Marine Accident Investigation Branch to release their report, because I noticed Motor Yacht Go in the video has a red ensign flag, and the MAIB do the investigations for all red ensign flagged vessels. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, if that is the case, why didn't he hit the emergency shutoffs? Why wasn't the anchor prepped for emergency drop? So in our case, every time we do a port departure, part of our ISM, which is International Safety Management, we have our anchor ready for emergency release. So if I say lose control of the vessel, or the engines are, the gears are stuck in the head, I can give the order drop anchor, therefore either slowing the vessel down, minimizing damage, or stopping the vessel. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. Let's wait for the report. The only thing I ask you guys is don't jump on it, because the poor guy, from what I understand, what I've read, I believe he's in his late 50s, and has had a very successful career, and I just dread to think you have such a long career and this is what you're remembered for. So cut the guy some slack. Let's wait for the report, and then from there we will make a judgment. Once the report is released, I will be making a video on it. But do bear in mind that this report for the accident between Motor Yacht Minx and Motor Yacht Vision did take 18, 19 months before it got released after the incident, because the MAIB are very thorough, so they do take their time. Right, I've got a super chat here from Rudy. Thank you very much, Rudy. 10 euros. A support is a support. That is done. It's done. That's it. It's done. Rudy, thank you very much. You're very kind indeed. Right, let's continue with the questions. Also, guys, if there's any aspiring stewardesses out there watching, do send us a message because Jiv, she's a chief stew, been in the industry for 10 years, is on standby downstairs. So any questions coming in from stews, I'll call her up and then she'll happily answer your questions. Okay, Charles Reed. Hi, Captain. Would you ever see yourself leaving AWOL? What would it take before you would even consider it? Charles, I've been asked this question a few times. So my relationship with the owner of Motor Yacht AWOL is now, I've worked for him since 2007. I'm being in the fortunate position to be offered a number of jobs. One very recently on a very big boat, even not the week before last. By a very well-known, very successful businessman. I couldn't believe it. I actually went onto Google, made sure it was a legitimate account. He contacted me directly. I was like, "Oh, like he's known publicly." And no, I turned him down. That's the truth of it. Because I know the grass isn't green on the other side. You water your own grass. My relationship with the owner of AWOL is, I know I will never have a better relationship with another owner. As long as he will be an owner of a super yacht, and as long as he is willing to hire me, I will stay with him. Regardless of salary, because it's not always about money. You got to find, your point of happiness. And with AWOL and the owner, I know I've been very fortunate. So guys, again, if I miss your questions, I do apologize. As the host, when I go down the chat, it does sometimes skip. So I try to go back and find where I was. Let's have a look here. Okay, Matthew, hi from UK. No question, just thought I would say thank you, Matthew. You're amazing. The control you have over your yacht is amazing. Thank you, Matthew. Ruzani, hello from South Africa. Hey, Ruzani. Mate, hello, hi. Howdy from the US from Chris James. Stephen Zobel. Good morning, Tristan from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Hey, Stephen. My brother lives in Alberta, in Calgary, my eldest brother. Hayden Punch. Hi, Tristan. Looking forward to the drop of the new merchandise. Cheers, Hayden. Hayden, did your Ridge wallet arrive? So a few weeks back, we did a free giveaway, guys, and Hayden won the giveaway. And we posted him, I think it was Monday last week. So it's been 2 weeks. Let me know, Hayden, if you've received it. However, we've got a bunch more. And in the coming weeks and months, we've got a bunch of more Ridge wallets to give away. These things retail for like between 100 and 170 bucks. They're fantastic. So thank you, Ridge, for sending these. And we'll be doing free giveaways. Put those back. Got a bunch of those. That's from Hayden. Congratulations on winning that. Let me know if you received it. Hayden chose the carbon fiber Ridge wallet. Max, hi mate. Nice channel. Cheers, Max. Just one question. When owner are on board, do you work as usual or is it more slack? That's a good question. No, when the owner is on board, we try and maintain, we do maintain a professional level. But the owner, he's just a laugh and he wants to have fun with the crew and he's constantly teasing all of us and he's just chilled. It's just nice to be around him. So, but we still maintain, the standard. That's pretty good. So the first super chat was from actually David Dillon. So thank you very much, David. I couldn't see it because something was blocking it before. Okay, Quentin. Campbell, here we go. In your report on the fatal crash last time, you mentioned that the vessel trim was incorrect. I didn't mention the trim was incorrect. I didn't mention the trim was incorrect at all. The trim was correct. Are there trim systems on bigger vessels such as AWOL as well? With the Arneson drives, on the bigger yachts. I mean, I know, for example, Motor Yacht Ecstasy, I think they have a gas turbine. Will they have Arnesons? I don't actually know. But watch the video again. The report didn't say the trim was incorrect. It just said it was trimmed. How long, okay, this is from John Smith. How long has it taken you to become a captain on a super yacht? So I would say if you were really determined and hardworking, from 0 to minimum, it would take about 8 years, maybe 9, depending on which route you take. For me personally, my first 5 years, I was working at a company called Marina Marbella, and I was getting hands-on driving experience from day one. Because Marina Marbella managed at the time like 600-700 boats, and I was getting a lot more experience than your conventional routes, which would be like deckhand. And normally, you know, the first year, deckhands unfortunately get the nickname of chamois technicians. So my route was very different. I managed to get a lot of experience, a lot of drive time in a very short period of time. So I was very fortunate with that. Big Boss, hello, how are you tonight? Great, Big Boss, love that name. Ben, hey Tristan, loving the hairstyle. Cheers, Ben. I don't know if that's a compliment or sarcasm. Hi Tristan, when you are enjoying water sports with Harry and Guess, are you ever concerned about sharks? Mark, not at all. We're in the Med. We rarely see, you know, any sharks at all, so not worried about that. I think it's Boris. Does AWOL have underwater lights? If not, why not? What happened to Barbara? Yes, AWOL does have underwater lights. What happened to Barbara? Barbara left, geez, when did she leave? Like September, October 2019. She's I believe now she's running a sailing charter business in the Caribbean. Her passion was always sailing. Matthew, how is the raffle going? Is it still on? I see that you are less than 20% of the way. Yeah, so Matthew, the reality is the raffle is still ongoing. We have sold over 7,000 tickets. We do need to sell 40,000 tickets. This year, well, not this year, last year with COVID, it was just, the sales was just a flop. We were hoping to sell everything. But the competition is still open. The competition will remain open until all tickets are sold. However, if it takes much longer, me as the host, I can close the competition. What the competition company does, a raffle, they will then do a raffle for the money that's being generated from already the ticket sales. The raffle company would take like 20%. We will get 0, so all that time and effort will be worthless to us. And the winner will get 80%. It might be 75, 80, but you can check the updates on the raffle website. But I really hope it doesn't get to that. And guys, if you haven't bought any tickets, go into the description and get your tickets. You can win an all-inclusive week's vacation on board Motor Yacht AWOL with 6 of your closest friends and family. It includes flights from anywhere in the world. If you're in the US and you're worried about the taxes are also included. We took that in consideration when we set up the raffle. So it's no cost. Also, gratuities are covered for the crew. David Dillon, realized 2 accidents videos happened, so I am talking about the one in St. Martin where the yacht hits. Yeah, got that one, David. Thank you. Okay, this is from Rishi. Hi Tristan, aside from the Mediterranean and the Caribbean, are there other areas where people should consider looking for yachting careers? Thanks for the great videos. So Rishi, no, the reality is the yachting capitals will be the Caribbean, will be Fort Lauderdale, will be Palma, and will be Antibes. That's where you want to go to start your yachting career. Now, some of the bigger yachts do go further afield. Some of them do like the northern, polar latitudes. Some of them may go around to like, Maldives or Seychelles or as far as Indonesia, but they aren't yachting hubs. So you want really to be either in Palma, Mallorca in Spain, on team in the south of France, Fort Lauderdale, assuming you got visas in the States, or in the Caribbean. Okay, I've got another super chat here from Mr. David Dillon. Thank you, David. Hard question to word here. Mainly might be for Jiv. Are most interior crews female, or can males do the job as well? Are male interior crew looked down at? Of course, this is an industry-wide question. That is a good question. I would say the majority of interior staff in the industry are female. The majority of exterior staff in the industry are male. Now, that's not to say that, either of the sexes can't do the opposite job. It's just the route that seems to happen within the industry. I have seen male staff on interior. I see like butlers and male staff on larger yachts. But the generalization, I would say, yeah, definitely more females on interior and more males on exterior. All right. Aside from the metro. Okay, Rudy. So Rudy says, I'm a little surprised the number of accidents considering the price. One expects that the technical is of such a high level that it never happens. Right, let me give you guys an insight into the reality of new or relatively new yachts. Okay. Now, this doesn't apply to all shipyards. This applies, I would say, to most. I've got to be very careful what I say here. Is the biggest problems you're going to have, believe it or not, with a super yacht is going to be within the first 2 to 3 years. The reason being is because the shipyards, when they sign the contract to build a new yacht, they're under a time schedule. They sometimes run out of time, so they start rushing things. I know people are spending tens, if not hundreds of millions of euros, but they start rushing things. Believe it or not, corners are cut, and I've seen it multiple times. And they deliver the boat knowing that there's going to be a bunch of warranty work to do. Now, the reason they want to deliver the boat is what the owner or the owner's representatives will do is say, right, if you are delaying the delivery date, we are going to fine you, give you a penalty, and the shipyard will agree to that. So it's kind of like biting your own tail because, as the owner's representative or the captain of the owner, by giving them this deadline, they're running late because, I don't know, there might be delays with deliveries, that some people don't turn up or whatever it might be. They're going to start rushing things and cutting corners. And unfortunately, you've got to imagine you're building a super yacht, and in Motor Yacht Go's case, 77 meter. All I'd say is just look at the shipyard that built it, look at their reputation. I don't know. I've got to be very careful what I say here because I don't want to burn my bridges. Yeah, that's it happens time and time again. New boats, they'll do a season, they go straight into warranty. I had a friend of mine, a captain on an Italian shipyard boat. I won't mention the name, and he was saying like they hadn't finished the build of the boat, but they took delivery, and he was saying we can't take delivery, it's not finished, and they were saying no, that's all warranty, because they wanted the sign that they got the boat handed over in time. So if you are an aspiring yacht owner, my advice to you is get yourself, before you sign any deals with any shipyard, okay, be sure that you have a great build surveyor, a great build captain, and a great build engineer, even two maybe, subject to the size, and a good team behind them. So make sure the surveyors, it's a surveying company, a big company, and although you will negotiate the design and the price as the owner, let them negotiate the engineering, and don't let the shipyard put pressure on you with timing, because they're all lying. They're saying, oh, we got this time, you've got to sign by this time. They are lying to you. You don't have to sign by that time. Believe me, they want your money. If you're about to drop 20, 30, 50, 100 million euros, they're not gonna say no to it. They'll say yes, but they want to rush you so you sign quickly, so you're not reading all the small print. Take your time. Believe me, they won't turn you down. I promise you. But yeah, just be wary of certain, not all shipyards, but a lot. And I'm talking from experience, sir. So just bear that in mind. Okay. Allotments I love. Okay, Captain, have you ever been to Vela Luka, Croatia? I'll be honest with you, we've been to so many places in Croatia. I couldn't tell you half the names of them. It's just because we're always moving around, so I do apologize, probably, but I couldn't say yes or no. Rudy asks, we see a lot of videos on YouTube with this kind of incident. Do you think it's a question of reliability or lack of maintenance? Now, Rudy, on a vessel the size of Go, I very much doubt it will be a lack of maintenance. I just think it was an error within the communication of the throttle controls on the bridge or the bridge wings, depending where they are operating the vessel from, and the main engines. Now, again, let's not make assumptions. Let's wait for the reports, and then we'll be making a video on it. Vancouver, are AWOL guests allowed to bring their dogs on board? So unfortunately on Motor Yacht AWOL we don't accept pets, but a lot of other yachts do, but we don't. I asked this in anticipation of winning the raffle. No, unfortunately we don't accept pets. You're going to have to find a pet sitter for your duration on board. Performance Mustang, as a chief engineer on a 112 Westport, you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's nice to get a compliment from an engineer because it's very rare. When I'm out, the occasional time out socially, you never hear a engineer compliment the captain ever. They only criticize captains, I promise you, most of the time. Okay, here we go. Ron, 100 knots. St. Miller, happy Friday, Super Yacht Captain, watching from LA, California. Steve Miller. Cheers, Steve. That's a good point. Going back to the cannabis thing from Motor Yacht Vision, Rudy says, if you are around someone who smokes cannabis, you are positive too without smoke. Again, I'm going to go through this report next Wednesday, so stay tuned for next Wednesday's video. And I'm going to lay down some facts that I've got, not from me, I'm not a doctor, but that I'll find on the internet. So from good source, probably like the NHS, so a good source. So Rebel, so going back again to the cannabis thing, people, okay, this is also going back to Vision. So he says, if not the same day, then you wouldn't be impaired. Again, I don't know. He said, looking forward to next week's videos. Okay, CADS. I'm a TD designer and I do yacht design. Just wanted to know what's the process to get into design firms or shipyards as a designer. Also, what would you suggest to focus on as I design a yacht project? It's a good question. Kaz, I think the best thing to do is to ask David Seal, because he knows more of the shipyards than I do. I think it was one of the Dutch builders recently. It might have been Lursa, maybe Fedship. They did a competition for new upcoming yacht designers. So just look, do a little browse online. Look at, I think it was Lursen. I think it was Lursen. Might be Fedship. But anyway, look online. There are a few. They're taking on, you know, they're doing apprenticeships and things like that. So do have a look. And he said, what to focus on in design? What I would like yacht designers to focus on, right, is the design is important, is please talk to engineers and captains that actually work on the boat, that do the servicing, that have to do the repairs. Because some of the areas where things are allocated is just ridiculous, you know, like in some cases, well, not on AWOL, but on previous boats, like positioning of generators and expecting engineers to do a full service, or if you need to remove stabilizer pumps, like our stabilizers on AWOL, very awkward to access. Just think about those kind of things. Don't focus purely on the owner's needs. Think about the vessel as operating as one to make things as practical as possible. And things like, you know, decent camber for like runoff areas of water. When I see things like jacuzzis and things on the bow of the vessel, it really makes me cringe. Because if you're in bad weather, you're gonna dip the boat, you've got a jacuzzi full of water with probably a very small drain, and you've got a whole bunch of weight on there, affecting the stability of the vessel. Things like that. And then, but the thing is, I'm looking at it from a captain's point of view, not from an owner's point of view. You know, don't put too much weight up top. You know, when I see very narrow, high boats, I just think, how can that be stable? But again, I'm a critic of a lot of yacht designers. They look beautiful, but in reality, the use of them is not as good as people might think. And I've heard stories on like big boats from reliable crew, stability issues on some of the world's biggest yachts. And I can't say anything, but it is shocking, the things I've heard. Maybe one day when I retire from the industry, I don't need to look for a captain's job in case my owner sells a boat, then I might actually share these stories. But for now, I'm keeping it hush hush. I need my glasses are getting all fogged up here. Right, so we got a super chat here. Thank you very much from Matthew Crocker. I'm planning my 50th birthday party. Planning on a bareboat charter, sailing catamaran. I have my IPC. Do you mean ICC? Would you recommend Croatia or Mallorca? Ooh, for your 50th. Ooh. Right. If you plan, Matthew, if you plan that you on your 50th birthday you want to go into like marinas, go to like really nice restaurants, and enjoy it that way, then I would say Mallorca. If you're going to spend all the time on the boat and to anchor and to cruise to different islands, I would say Croatia. So that's now up to you. I hope that answers your questions. Thank you for the super chat. And Bimmer Geezer, again, Bimmer Geezer has been around for a long time now, so thank you very much. Hi Tristan, been following you for over 2 years. I know, thank you very much. I love your videos. Time now to make the video better. Call up Jiv. Yes, any stews watching, any questions for the Jivinator, do let us know. I need to get my hoodie. Let me just wipe my glasses better. TD. Transportation TD. Okay. Philip. Yeah, just curious, sir. Have you ever caught an intoxicated crew member attempting to join the boat? Oh, guys, I've got a great story for you, but I'm not going to tell you today because I'm going to be doing it on Crew Stories, because Crew Stories is coming back to life. So who's that from? That's from Philip. So Philip, do bear with me. I've got a great story about this. Yeah, it will be released on the channel, in the coming, starts again in May time. So a couple months, so bear with me. Do you drive lots of catchy? Do you drive lots of catchy? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so wheel spinner. Question about the accident. Did mechanical failure contribute to impactor? Again, guys, regarding the accident on Go, let's wait for the report. I don't have any additional information, so I don't really want to comment too much. But only thing I will say from experience, don't jump on the captain. A lot of you know in summer 2019, we had a little incident on board AWOL coming into port in Sardinia where we scraped the side. I explained what happened in that video. The truth is these things do happen, and they happen to some of the best, most experienced captains on the planet. And that's the reality of it. Like one of my mentors as I was coming up in the industry, to this day, I would say he is the best boat handler I've ever met. Like his boat handling is ridiculous, okay? And I'm talking about all kinds of drive systems, single screw, twin screw, Arnesons. He just gets it. And he had an incident once where he was coming into a travel lift in Marbella, and what had happened, it was actually, I remember it was a Sunseeker. He had put the vessel, and I saw it, in a stern, and apparently water had got into the controller. We found out afterwards, and the vessel engaged forward, him hitting the dock. Honestly, he was devastated. Everybody jumped on him within the yard, kind of not laughing, but kind of blaming him. Then after the investigations, when the engineers got on board, they found the water in the controller, and they realized when he went in the stern, it went forward. And that's a true story. So just don't jump on him yet. Let's wait to see what the report says. What's the chances of captains hiring crew outside of Europe without Schengen visa? Okay, right. So I'm glad you're talking now about hiring. So what you want to do, okay, when you are looking for a job, right, you got to remember every position that's advertised, there are numerous candidates for that particular job. Just yesterday evening, I was watching a seminar which was hosted by Key Crew, and they were talking about interviewing and interview process, the questions to ask. Now, what you want to do as a candidate, you want to make your candidacy as easy as possible. So as an employer, what we want to find somebody that has the qualifications in accordance to what we call the safe manning document. We want to make sure that you're going to gel well with the crew, that you're a hard worker, and that you're going to be reliable. Now, those are the main things. Then what we want as an employer is all employers want a simple life. Nobody wants complications. So if you got two candidates and they're both pretty much on the border, all of a sudden one of them needs a visa and you got to put more effort into that individual, this one then steps up of him getting the job. So what you want to do, you want to make your employment or your potential employment as easy as possible to the employer, okay? Not to say that you won't get a job, but all you're doing is you're reducing your possibilities, all right? Guys, just give me a couple of minutes. I just need to nature call, so do bear with me. Gonna put you on mute, but just give me 2 minutes. cool. Yeah, thanks for waiting, guys. Yeah, so basically, going back to what we were saying before, is make life as easy for your employer as possible. Okay. Okay. Chris Way, hello from Andalusia. Hey, Chris. ¿Cómo estás? Okay, more. Captain, the reason I ask, there are some people who would love to work in the industry, however, they may be on narcotics due to an injury for pain management. Are they allowed to work in your industry? Yeah, look, the reality is when it comes to, like, if you're on narcotics, okay, you shouldn't be working on a vessel. If you got injury and you got a prescription of the injury and you've made the captain and the management company aware, then it's their decision whether they keep you employed or not. But if you're on serious painkillers, you shouldn't be working on any vessel, working on any kind of machinery. That's the reality of it. But again, it depends on what your doctor says. So Ryan Wardren, okay, quite interesting this comment. Ryan says, Vancouver, you will never know. The raffle will never end because of the number of tickets they want to sell. I have asked about this repeatedly and Tristan conveniently fails to answer. Okay, right. Let's settle something here, guys. I've said this time and time again. I don't know how many times I have to say this, right? You gotta remember, let's put the raffle aside. When it comes to what I have to do for a living, my main job is to be captain on AWOL and manage AWOL as a commercial vessel. The YouTube channel is my hobby. I do it in my free time, okay? The comments you can see on numerous videos, we get hundreds, if not thousands of comments per video. I cannot answer every video. We also have a Facebook page and Instagram. I wish I could show you the amount of messages, DMs, I get on a daily basis from people all over the world asking questions. And people get offended when I don't respond to them, okay? I've got my life as well to lead, okay? As I mentioned multiple times, right, with the raffle, and it also clearly states, guys, on the raffle website, it's not in small writing, it's there in black and white, big writing. The raffle will be over once all 40,000 tickets are sold. Now, I've been trying to sell the tickets. If I don't sell the tickets, I never see the money. I don't see anything. And people say you need to sell too many tickets, you're making too much money. No. If you actually look carefully, the raffle competition, you'll see, is hosted by Tristan Mortlock. It's in my name. I am a UK taxpayer, UK tax resident. Any money that's made is going to have to pay a tax on that. I have to then pay for the charter of AWOL. I've got to pay for all the fuel, the food. I have to pay agency fees. I have to pay broker fees. I have to pay the VAT on the value of the charter. The VAT is 22%. If the winner happens to be American, right, I have to then pay the American tax, because in America and the USA, if you, now correct me if I'm wrong, but the information that's been told to me, if you win a lottery, unlike the UK, if you win the lottery in the UK, you don't pay any tax on it. But in the States, you win a lottery or you win a raffle, you got to pay tax on that. We're going to cover all that. We've got to pay for 6 flights from anywhere in the world, first class. So just people just think it's like, well, AWOL charters for 120 grand a week. Why do they need to sell 600 grand's worth of tickets? Just think, use your logic, you know, just come on. And the reality is when I started the raffle, it's got so many comments that we got in the videos before the raffle started was, oh, I wish we could get, you know, experience the vacation that 0.01% of people get to enjoy. And we spent so many months looking into it, figuring out how can we do it. And we've done it. And unfortunately, last year, March, when we thought that we're going to pick up on the ticket sales, we did a lot of promotion, COVID hit, and it hit our season. We lost 70% of charter bookings that we had from the year prior. This year, right, 2021, COVID continuing, we have 0 charter bookings. The industry for us is screwed at the moment. So again, when it comes to the raffle, it is hosted by me, but it's organized through a third party, a UK company called raffle.com. They hold all the funds, they're in charge. If we don't complete on the raffle, we get nothing. I get 0. The raffle company will do the raffle and the winner will get a money prize. So say we sold 7,000 tickets at £15 tickets. I'll let you guys do the math. It's like 70, 100, say £100,000 worth of tickets we've sold. The winner will get, I think it's like 80 or 75%. The rest of it goes to raffle and we get 0. So believe me, I want to sell all the tickets. It's out of my hands. I keep getting this question time and time again. I don't know how many times I need to repeat myself. So guys, just you got to bear with me. These things take time. My yacht design. Okay, it skips again, guys. So I've missed some of your question. I do apologize. I don't know what's the process to get design firm. Should be okay. Seen that one. Okay, that was Ryan Waldron's last question. Rebel Soul, I think it's human. It seems like a mechanical fit. Yeah, that's Motor Yacht Go. Whack-in lifestyle. How to become in yacht industry if I have maritime education in university. Has cadet practice on cargo ships. So basically just join every yachting community, whether it be yachting agencies online, so Blue Water Crew or Key Crew or A Crew or IYC Crew. Then go on to the Facebook pages. So you got Antibes Yacht Crew, you got Palmer Yacht Crew, you got Fort Lauderdale Yacht Crew. There are jobs being posted there. I was on there today posting about this YouTube live stream. There's jobs out there that people are posting jobs. So go onto the Facebook groups and join the Facebook groups. Josh, does Slav need a second engineer to help you? No, Slav's got everything covered. And now it skipped again. Oh, so frustrating when it skips. Got to find my place again. God, I've got loads of questions. All right. Does Slav? No, we don't do second engine. Well, we don't need second engines, I'm afraid. Cheers, Josh. Good evening. I would like to suggest that you include automatic subtitles in Russian in your videos. We do click subtitles. Let me look into that. Aspiring steward, does that count? Yes, if you want to be a steward, there's definitely boats that do hire stewards. Can you use red diesel in the generators? You can use the red commercial diesel for generators and for main engines if you're a commercially registered yacht. Okay, speak about mandatory training drills. Was why I was in the Navy, the captain would have the entire crew switch positions. That's quite interesting. It was a fun drill, however, played a vital role. Do you understanding? Yep. Philip says, love the guy on the bow deciding whether or not to chuck a load of fenders out. Okay, so the reality is, bless him, the guy on the bow was, I'm sure, just following orders. At that speed, that much weight and torque going through the water, the fenders are going to do nothing. But, you know, he was there and, you know, he didn't know what was going to happen. So, yeah, bless the guy with the fenders. Simon Craig, watch below deck Mediterranean. Would you give any of them a position on board? I haven't watched it enough, to be honest with you. I don't have the answer to that, I'm afraid. I know it's not fair not to give you an answer. I need to watch it a bit more, to be honest. Hey, does the owner watch your videos? Yes, he does watch the videos. He's actually sent me photos. He's got a big, huge screen at home. Sent me photos of him watching the videos with his family sometimes and his friends. Is AWOL still for sale? Yes. Most yachts are for sale, as I mentioned previous time. If he sells, does the owner want to get a bigger boat? Yes. So ideally, we'll be moving up to like around a 50-meter steel hull, global capabilities, explorer-style solid yacht. Okay, we've got some super chats here. From Joseph Hodge. It's a good afternoon. Just joining the stream. Cheers, Joseph. 2 questions. Will you ever bring AWOL to the Virgin Islands? Also, what do you think about the crash in St. Martin? So, Joseph, we spoke about the crash. So, unfortunately, the crash was one of those things that happened. I don't have an opinion yet because we need to get the MAIB reports on that crash. And talking about bringing AWOL to the Virgin Islands, I've had discussions in 2019 with the owner about taking the vessel over to that side of the pond, but he doesn't want to do it. He wants to keep AWOL in the Med. So he's the boss. It's his decision, and we must respect that. Although I'd love to go over there and do some cruising one day. And Ian Ferguson has asked, would you be interested in doing some consulting? Yeah, Ian, actually I already do a lot of consulting for existing boat owners. I've done consulting for aspiring yacht owners. So yeah, if you're interested, then, send us a email, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram. Let me know what you're looking for. And I'm sure we can work something out. Robert, hello again from Sydney, Australia. Hey, Robert, welcome. God, there's like hundreds of questions here. Nico, what are your top 5 ports of the Med? Okay, I really like Split in Croatia. I just love the town. I think Split is awesome. But the port not so. No, it is quite nice actually. But when you get that southeasterly, you get quite a big swell in there. I'd say the nicest port is probably Porto Montenegro. They've got the yacht club there. Just Google it. It's got like an infinity pool that looks over the bay. It's amazing. It's very nice there. The crew like it there. I like it on Antibes actually. Because it's a nice, beautiful old village, and it's where a lot of our friends are. So it's it's a happy place. That's 3. Another nice port that we like. So I would say So I would say probably Split, Montenegro, Antibes. Calvi in North Corsica I like a lot as well. And my 5th and final would probably be Palma in Mallorca. Port's not so amazing, but Palma town is awesome. It's just incredible. Hope that answers your questions. What are the top 5 ports in the Med? How often do you actually have the owner on board from Robert between charters? So basically, during the season, COVID-free season, we would do, say, on average, a 1-week charter. Then we'll have a 48-hour turnaround. So the guests will normally depart before midday. And then we have midday, the next day, the following day, midday guests will then arrive. And he'll use the boat, a week at a time. Sometimes we get 10 days charters, sometimes we get 2-week charters. This is a really good question from Nicholas. Hi Tristan, question about propellers. Are the propellers on AWOL specifically designed, tuned for AWOL? And is it powertrain, or are there other commercial available options on various? That's a good question, actually. So when a naval architect is designing a yacht or any kind of vessels, you've got the obviously the design of the vessel, whether it's going to be a planing hull, semi-displacement, full displacement. They're taking into consideration the length in regards to the beam of the vessel, and then the pitch of the propeller in relation to the gearbox and the horsepower output of the main engines. So all that is taken into consideration. So yes, in our case, the propellers will be being designed, well, not designed, but chosen for AWOL in particular. Donna Newton, how true is the yachting world in below deck shows, or in your opinion, is it all acting? Okay, so I've got a little bit of insight here. So the information I've been given about below deck is, so below deck on one of the seasons was filmed over 2 months. So there are 8 weeks of filming. The charters on below deck, they last normally for 2 nights and 3 days, or 3 nights, 3 days. And then the crew get 3 days off. On below deck, the real captain is actually still on board. The engineer is still on board. The show charters the yacht, and they choose the captain and crew that's on board the yacht for the filming. But you rarely see behind the scenes the real captain and the real engineer. Now, I've heard stories about one of the captains on below deck. About they're not. I'm not going to actually say what it is, but I was quite surprised to hear what they did. The reality is, the show chooses the crew because they want to get a crew that's going to obviously clash heads and cause drama, good for TV. In reality is, on AWOL, I choose all of my crew with my HODs, my heads of departments. The owner doesn't get involved in employment unless he comes to me specifically and says he's not getting on well with his crew member. That's never happened. The TV show, I've not got a TV show crew, choosing my crew. So there are aspects that are true. When you're anchoring, you do get guests that probably drink a bit much and get out of hand. Yeah, and then what people don't realize is when a guest doesn't follow a order of a captain, what people don't realize is that is a lawful order. So if you disobey a captain's order, right, that is technically under maritime law a criminal offense. So it's like one of the highlights. I watched a highlight on YouTube or something, and I think one of the guests decided to jump in the water, and she or he been drinking in early hours of the morning. The captain said, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." They did it anyway. If that was to happen in real life, the person will be brought back on board. You go to the closest port and disembark the guests. You can't have intoxicated guests in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the night, swimming with very little lights. But again, it's the show, it's the drama. People want to watch that, so it works. It works for them. Right. Okay, it's a good question. Sorry, if I miss your question, guys, I do apologize. On the chat, it skips, and I can't find my place because there's so many questions here. So if I've skipped you, just ask again, and I'll hopefully come back to you. All right. Here's a good question. It's another one from Philip Mason. Someone mentioned water toys. I just wonder what safety precautions the crew have when the guests are playing in the sea. Right. So we have water toys on board. What we don't have, you may have noticed, is jet skis, otherwise known as Sea-Doos. The reason I don't like these things is because now these machines have something like 300 horsepower and they weigh like 400 kilos. So you're getting close to 1,000 horsepower per ton, right? The acceleration, they do 0 to 100k in like 2.5 seconds or 3 seconds. It's ridiculous. And you're handing it over to somebody that's probably done half a day course with the bosun, zero experience, and you think they're going to be safe. And unfortunately, the reality is every single season, without fail, since I've been in this industry, somebody has lost their life on a jet ski because they lose control, they don't understand the power, they don't understand the rules and regulations, they go straight into the side of the boat, game over. Personally, I think jet skis should be completely banned. I think they're death traps. I think they're too powerful. Yes, you do. I know what you're going to say, but you get the learner key where you get half the power, but it's a portion of the power. But when you've got a guest that's paying 2, 3, 4, 500,000 euros a week, do you really think they're going to accept you give them the learner key? They're going to demand the full speed key. So yeah, and the same with sea bobs. So sea bobs are those things that go in the water. The ones we have are limited to 2 meters. If you want to go lower than 2 meters, you've got to put a code in. We do not give that code to the guests. They can't hurt themselves. So, you know, with that, you know, our water sports is very safe. We've got electric jet surfs. They're not very fast, but again, they're safe. And then we tell them the area where they can go in. We've always got a crew member watching them, and we always have the chase boat on standby in case they get into trouble. Good question. I know a lot of people are going to say, but jet skis are so much fun. I do think they are fun if you know what you're doing. But for me, the reason I don't like them is as the captain, I am ultimately responsible for all the lives on board the boat, including the guest lives and the crew lives. If I'm going to give them the keys to something that's the equivalent power to a Bugatti Veyron with zero experience, I'm going to be anxious the whole time until they've come back and just waiting for an accident to happen. And it will happen, for sure. Monkey Games. What is the future of yacht spec technology? So I believe in 2019, Fedship, one of the most well-known super yacht builders on the planet, announced that by 2025, all the yachts they will be delivering or new builds will all be hybrid, no longer just your usual diesel engines, which I think is fantastic. Some additional very good news. I had a chat last week with the guys that build silent yachts, which are the catamarans with the big solar panels. They run on electric power. And we've agreed that we will be making a video together. More news coming on that. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I really want to start helping promote clean energy. And there's another brand we've spoken to in Austria. Smaller boats, also electric, that we'll be making videos with. So looking forward to that. Sorry guys, my phone is ringing away here. Yeah, so looking forward to that. So the boat brand on Austria is going to be Marianne Yachts. So just stay tuned for that in the coming months. Self-parking yachts. It's possible. I mean, look at what Tesla are doing with the, self-driving and the future of robo-taxis. Maybe that will happen on yachts one day. Here we go. Michel Cobusen says, your raffle is fraud and you know it. Really? What do you guys think? Do you think I'm really going to be in the public eye, captain on a yacht, and commit fraud? What are you basing this information on, Michael Cobusen? Because all the information on the raffle website is there. So guys, tell me what you want me to do. It's ridiculous. Can you do a short video on the underwater lights? It's pretty boring. It just lights underwater. Okay, here we go. Got another super chat from Nige Tomlinson. I know you own a drone, guessing a Mavic Air or Pro, But do you own any FPV drones like... yes. So, Nige, I'm glad you asked that. I've been doing research on FPV drones. Because, what did we have? I believe the Mavic Pro, they're going to be releasing the 3 soon. I'm hoping in the coming months. I've ordered this week the Mavic Air 2, a smaller drone. But definitely like to get into FPV drones. So if you have any recommendations, I've been looking at a few videos online, so do let me know. But I'm going to go down here. So do let me know, Nige, what you think is a recommendation for a good FPV. Ideally, probably waterproof as well, actually, because I know FPV drones are very hard to fly, especially if I'm doing it over the water. Cool. We got another super chat from Lenga1234. Thank you very much. I'm not in yachting and know nothing about it really, but have found your videos really interesting. Thanks and keep it up. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Tristan, what is your approach when you see excessive drinking going on board? Quite interesting. We just reduced the volumes of alcohol. So instead of being like a shot in, we'll put a little bit in and then fill up with juice. To be honest, we've not really had too many cases over the years. The reality is what people are on their holidays. They want to have a good time. You know, you can't stop that. My biggest concern is people with excessive drinking, is if we have an emergency on board like a fire, is the fire alarm going to wake them up, or am I going to have to send the crew in BA suits to go and rescue them? That's my biggest fear. I think that's the biggest fear for most captains as well. Fire is the biggest fear. I get it. People on holiday, you want to drink, you want to party, but you just try to control it a little bit, slow it down by making maybe just not putting so much alcohol in the mixes. Okay guys, we're going to do another 5-10 minutes. I think we're going to call it an evening. Okay, here's a good one. What do you do when you are on a smaller yacht and all staff, including the captain, get unwell when you are at sea? Good question. It depends on the illness, what's going on. So if you can, you contact shore assistance, like Coast Guard. You make them aware, if you can, if you're fit to, you make them aware of the situation. If you are incapable of continuing as captain to maneuver your vessel, you got a couple of options. You can organize a tug. You can organize maybe, having some medical supplies dropped off. Ideally, you have all your medical supplies already on board for these things. Sorry about that. So it really depends on the circumstances where you are. If you're feeling ill, get into port as soon as you can. It's all circumstantial, right? If you're in the middle of the ocean, you've got to, fight it out and just do what just see what medications you have. Get in contact with a doctor shoreside, whether it be through your radio or satellite phones, and just get as much assistance as you can. If you are in the middle of the ocean, there might be other vessels around you that can, provide assistance, and just use all the things that are available to you. Okay, it's a good question. I've been thinking of getting into the yachting business. Is this year a good year for new people to attempt that transition, or has the pandemic still kept the industry down? The pandemic has definitely kept the industry down. As I mentioned earlier, we've got no bookings at the moment, which for us is unheard of. We normally have like 5-6 weeks booked by now. So I'm not sure what's happening with other vessels. It is trickier, but there are still jobs out there. I saw today on the yachting Facebook groups there are still jobs available. So just go and check them out on TB Yacht Crew, Palmer Yacht Crew, Fort Lauderdale Yacht Crew, Monaco Yacht Crew. Check them out on Facebook. Okay, what we do, top 5 Marines and done that one. John Michael's in the house. Hey, John Michael. Happy days, Captain. Congrats. Thank you very much, sir. Oh, that's a good question. LR Gang. What would be cheaper, buying an old beat-down yacht and doing it, DIY refit, or buying a used in fair condition? It depends on the deal. There's no answer to that. It's like, what price are you getting for this rundown, and how much money do you want to put into it? There is no right or wrong answer. I mean, if you actually look at Motor, go and Google Motor Yacht Ragnar, Ragnar, and look at what it was, an old commercial workship, and what they turned it into is unbelievable. It's an iconic yacht, that one. Actually built by Icon, so hence iconic. Icon's a shipyard in Holland. So Nige says, I run tiny... Ooh, where's he gone? It jumps again. It keeps jumping. So Nige says, I run tiny whoop. I'm actually going to write this down. Tiny whoop. Sorry, guys. Let me write this down. Check this out. Tiny whoop. And I'm going to Google that afterwards. So he said, I run tiny whoop. We'd be honored to send you one. Nige, that would be amazing. You know, thank you very much. If you could, well, that's very kind. It kind of caught me off guard there. Absolutely. If you can send me a message on Instagram, private message. Otherwise, you can send a message on the Super Yacht Captain Facebook page, and I'll see if I can find you. But thank you very much. Okay, Mado News, where is the info on the raffle? Yeah, if you just go to raffle.com, that's RAFFLE.com, and in the search, just type in Super Yacht Captain. It tells you all the info there. Jack North, please could you make a video on the gear you own and use to produce the videos? Yeah, definitely. The thing is, there are so many gear videos out there. Every second YouTuber does the gear videos, but yeah, happily do that. Yesterday I ordered I ordered the GoPro 9, which is pretty good. And like I said, the Mavic Air 2, got some ND filters coming with that. And then my main camera at the moment is the Canon M50, but waiting for Canon to release their new mirrorless. Apparently they're releasing, I think, called M7. If anybody's interested, probably not. Luke Wilkins, what are your views on deckhand training courses? Are they well regarded? I think any training you can do that's going to help progress your career is good. That's the reality of it. I think some courses are overpriced, but that's just the nature of the beast. But any training that can improve you, your capabilities and your knowledge is nothing but a good thing. I like this one, John. When you are invited on a super yacht for a week or two, what do you do to make the perfect guest to assure getting invited back? That's a good one, actually. How do you get invited? What I would do, we got to remember, is the majority of us, if we do get invited on a super yacht, we're not going to be on the same financial level as the owner, and these owners can pretty much do whatever you want. But what I do know is a lot of them know that, but a simple thing, just like saying that you want to take them out for dinner and just buying them dinner, you know, they'll appreciate that a lot more. Or a simple thing as, you know, a gift, like find out, you know, what is their favorite, I don't know, whiskey or favorite, you know, champagne, or just something, or, and something a bit more personal, like a card, you know, something that you put time and effort into. In the owner of AWOL's case, that goes a long way, a lot more personal thing. He doesn't want like big lavish gifts, you know, like small things that are sentimental. I think you get invited back. And the other thing is just keep your, believe it or not, and keep your cabin clean. Because the owner does, our owner comes back to us and asks for feedback about the guests, or his guests, from Jiv, the chief stew, myself, and the rest of the crew. And then we say to him sometimes, yeah, good, or oh, no, not again. So it does happen. I don't think a lot of yacht owners would do that. But our owner, he's got a lot of respect for his crew and cares about our opinions. So, yeah. Good question. Yeah. Marcus, hi Tristan. Given I'm currently in the process to commission a sailing yacht, I was wondering what your recommendations are when it comes to hiring a crew for your first yacht. Okay, so good question, Marcus. What I would do if I was you, honestly, I watched this webinar yesterday with Key Crew, okay? And let me just quickly make sure, and just so you know, I'm not associated with Key Crew in any way, but I thought the webinar was really good. The guy that hosted it is a chap called Tim Clark. So just go onto Google, type in Key Crew. I think my battery's run out. Up. 1 second. Let's just turn it off. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? We are back. Right, guys, I think... Sorry about that. The camera shut off, but we're back on. Yeah, so just go and look for Tim Clark. He's also on LinkedIn, and he can. There's other creators out there. They can really help you. I promise you, point you in the right direction. So do go and check them out. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. We've got 2 new channel members. That's amazing. Thank you. Nige Tomlinson. Thank you, Nige. And Dale Smithers. Thank you very much. New channel members. Appreciate it. Thank you. Cool, guys. I think we're going to kind of round things up there. We've been going now for almost an hour and a half. Okay, maybe 5 more minutes. I keep saying that. Let's have a few more questions here. Here's a good question. Okay, Alden. Okay, right. Hello from Minnesota. Does AWOL have a bulbous bow? If no, why not? If yes, how much do you think it affects the speed and range? Okay, right. So AWOL kind of has a bulbous bow, not a full bow, like almost like half a bulb. Now, what the bulb is there to do is to reduce the drag of the wake wave. So essentially, you got a frequency of waves, okay? And what the bulb is doing is reducing that frequency, therefore causing less drag to the hull of the vessel, therefore creating a longer range and reducing your fuel consumption. Now, this might have been quite badly explained. There's many videos on YouTube explaining how a bulbous bow works. It's to do with the hydrodynamics of the hull of the vessel. And it's a great design. It's very clever what they do. So go and look on YouTube. They'll be better explained. That's pretty much what it is. It's to reduce essentially the drag, therefore reducing the fuel consumption, increasing the range. So a bulbous bow is integrated. I can't find the word. The bulbous bow, it becomes part of the design of the hull from the naval architects. So look into that. So yeah, we'll just answer a couple more questions. I can't find integrated. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, I've been talking for too long. I'm losing my mind, guys. Losing it. We've got another channel member. Thank you from Tim Agin 1. Thank you very much, Tim. Appreciate it. Another channel member. Cool. So Jiv, the chief stew, aka my wifey, is in the house. She says, "Why don't you do another live chat tomorrow, same time?" Might do. Cool, guys. I think we're gonna call it there, but I want to see. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it. Right, ladies and gents. Yeah, come on. It's 8:30 now. I've been going for an hour and a half. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, we've got the brand new Super Yacht Captain. We've got new designs coming, getting dropped on Monday. So do go and check it out. If you go into the my YouTube page, it says store. We got some stuff. We got some old stuff there now, but new stuff coming on Monday. And then on Wednesday, got a new video coming out again about the my breakdown of this report, the crash that happened between Motor Yacht Vision and Minx. As I mentioned at the beginning of this chat, there are a few things here that I think can be misleading to people who don't understand the industry, which I'm going to shed some light on. And oh yes, we will be doing more giveaways. Thank you to the Ridge wallet. Got a bunch of wallets to give away in the coming weeks and months. Thanks again to Nige from Tiny Whoop, the FPV drones. He's gonna be sending us one, I hope. So I'm gonna Google it now, Nige, see what you guys do. So Nige sent me a DM. Yeah, so thank you to everybody that's participated in this chat. I hope it managed to answer questions. Via YouTube or IG, please. Have a great weekend. Brandon D. Rose, thank you. Can you answer my question via DM, Brandon? Yep. For your time. Cool, guys. Let's call it there. Listen, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Rudy, thank you very much. Rudy's great. Givinator, I'll be downstairs shortly. For a few final things. Yep. So, again, just to finalize, so what happened the instant on Motor Yacht Go? I want to wait for the Marine Accident Investigation Branch to release their report. Wednesday, we got Motor Yacht Vision and Motor Yacht Minx crash. My views on the report, my opinions on certain things. We got new merchandise coming on Monday. We got giveaways starting next week. Rudy, the cushion is available now in the store, but we've got new cushion designs coming again on Monday. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed next Wednesday's video. And we'll do another live chat. If not this coming Friday, it'll be the following Friday. Have a wicked weekend, guys. Thanks again for watching. And see you all next time. See you and ciao.